Hello guys, welcome back to mmRADIO. I hope you're all doing very fine today.
Yes.
We actually have quite an interesting episode. This is our first ever episode that's recorded online. Milo, what do you think of that?
I think that's pretty jazzy, Murphy.
Jazzy.
Yes.
Wow guys, it's jazzy, innit? We have another duel because me and Milo love bringing back duels, you know?
But we also have bantering, so we will be doing some banter.
Yeah, of course. So, with that, we're gonna be starting, and, Milo, how was your day?
My day was good. My grandparents actually came over.
Oh, yeah?
Speaking of grandparents, what are the best fictional grandparents out there?
Well, I can think of a couple great, uncles. We got Uncle Iroh, Grunkle Stan. There are always some great uncles in media, you know?
I'm pretty sure that Grunkle Stan is actually their grandparents' uncle.
Oh, so that's
Grunkle.
very old.
Or maybe it's their grandparents' brother. I don't know. What?
Today, we are talking about another Gravity Falls character in a duel.
Yes. Bill Cipher against Flowey, actually.
Yeah, Flowey from Undertale versus Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. Now, you may have recalled, we've actually talked about, we've actually done an Undertale fight last time, except last time, Milo, you were the one personifying, Sans.
Yes, but, I have converted Murphy to an Undertale fan, so, yes.
Yes, he has. So, I am going to be explaining with Milo how a fight between Flowey from Undertale would go down against Bill Cipher. They both have time manipulation, is that right?
Well, not really, but they're both really powerful. Yeah, let's get into the duel. These two characters are practically gods, so we've decided to make the environment
Heaven. Along the ground, you can find lots and lots of different items that you'd find there, like cloud.
Yes. Also, underneath this cloud place, there is a fiery hellscape. So, yeah.
Yeah, it might start up in the clouds. It might go down. Who knows? It's time to fight.
Yep, it's time to fight now.
You were supposed to say it at the same time as I do, man.
Oh,
Milo,
sorry.
you ruined it, man. In the heavenly skies above, everything and ever that will ever, right? Flowey Undertale versus Bill Cipher. Both funny-looking yellow boys.
Yes, you could say that. So, I think Flowey would probably go first.
Alright, yeah, he always does. Flowey decides that he's gonna pull up a huge-looking friendliness pedal out from the ground and throw it at Mr. Billy.
Yeah, so, Bill Cipher's eye is gonna turn into a mouth, and he's just gonna eat it.
He's gonna
He
eat
eats
the...
Yep.
But surely it hurts him, right?
Nope.
Oh.
And then, as a follow-up attack, he spits it out in this gross, most disgusting, flammable vomit ever that just goes all over Flowey.
But Flowey is kind of a maniac as well, right? Flowey eats it. he
It's
makes this
acid!
weird... He makes this weird-looking funny guy face, and he eats it. And he's like, nom nom nom. Flowey is like, I remember when I was like a goat, and I was like, I had like a family, but you killed my family, and now I'm a flower. So what he does?
Bill Cipher says, "Shut up," and then Bill Cipher pulls out this fleshy sniper from his pocket, and he grabs it and he headshots Flowey. Yep, he shoots Flowey.
Flowey has his master trick. As it's coming towards him, he reloads the save file, and the bullet is sent back, right at Bill Cipher.
He eats it.
Stop eating the bullet!
You're so weak, you're just a flower, turn into another form.
So Flowey does just that. Azrael Dreamer, god of hyperdeath. He grabs himself his funny-looking Gaster Blasters, or whatever Flowey's version of those are, and he, like, obliterates Bill. Except Bill probably just eats it. But if he does, then that doesn't make the fight very interesting.
So Bill Cipher, instead of eating it, Bill Cipher is going to rush Flowey, and he's gonna shoot this massive laser that just like hits the lasers, and now the lasers are like colliding, which will probably turn out into a massive explosion.
Guess who's right there in the middle?
Who?
None other than Joe the Hot Dog Man, and Joe the Hot Dog Man is in the middle, and he gets blasted and he dies, and neither of them get hit by it because Joe the Hot Dog Man was in the middle of the attack.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Shoutouts to Joe the Hot Dog Man.
Yeah, Bill Cipher is very angry that Joe the Hot Dog Man died, so he grabs like the hot dog and he makes it massive, like absolutely like skyscraper massive, and he uses telekinesis to just throw it at Flowey or Azrael.
Azrael loads the Hypergoner and blasts the hot dog, and it like explodes into a bunch of mini hot dogs, and eventually all those mini hot dogs recreate Joe the Hot Dog Man. And Joe the Hot Dog Man so Joe the Hot Dog Man is now on Azrael's side. And Joe the Hot Dog Man is basically just a guy who can, like, stand in the way of attacks.
Okay, so Bill Cipher, while, like, Azrael is distracted by Joe being, like, alive, he's gonna rush him, and he's gonna punch him really hard, breaking his little horns off, and then he sees Joe, and then he throws them somewhere far, far away.
Joe is now dead, which is, like, really sad. But, Azrael's lost some of his power, so he decides to shapeshift once again into the Omega Flowey form. And, nobody actually knows what he looks like in his full body, because you only see, like, half of his body during the fight. But he's just, like, 20,000 times the size of Bill Cipher. That is, unless Bill Cipher decides to, like, large himself up.
Bill Cipher is gonna grow to as big as Photoshop Flowey, and he's gonna pull out his cane, and it's gonna turn into a sword, and he slashes the little weird screen.
Flowey is attacked, his screen at the top gets hit, and he can't display those creepy images anymore, which is very sad, a big loss. However, he blasts Bill Cipher with vines, and then reloads it. He keeps blasting him with vines, and then he lasers him, and then blasts him with vines, and then reloads, and redoes all the attacks.
Hey, guess what?
What is it?
Bill Cipher eats it.
What do you mean?
And then Bill Cipher becomes double the size of the Flowey, and he just steps on him.
Dang, man. But Flowey may be saying, how can he just turn into Azrael? He needs all the monster souls. And how can he just turn into Omega Flowey if he doesn't have all the human souls? Well, he does have all of the souls, but in the same timeline. So he harnesses all of the souls, and he turns into regular Flowey, but with teleportation.
What?
So Flowey just teleports away from the attack. With all the monster souls, I can actually now make them fight for me. And you know what that means?
What?
In the Azrael Dreamer fight, you see, when you're trying to save everyone, you can fight the Skeleton Brothers, right? And you have to save them. But what if Flowey just killed Papyrus and told Sans that you did it?
That is just sad. Bill Cipher is gonna see this silly little skeleton boy, and he's just gonna make the 1,000 versions, like mini versions of himself. He eats Sans.
He eats Sans.
Yes.
Flowey charges up a Hypergoner in the Azrael form, and this time aims at the top of his forehead. Not his mouth. He aims for every other part of the body. That's not the eye.
So Bill Cipher's limbs get blasted off, But guess what? He has regeneration. He regenerates all of his limbs. And then he he uppercuts Azrael in the jaw.
Dang.
And then he goes into Azrael's mind.
No, that's how I was gonna kill you, man.
So Bill Cipher is now in Azrael's mind to deliver the finishing blow.
However, while Bill Cipher is in Azrael's mind, Flowey morphs back into Omega Flowey one more time, but the inside of his brain is so disturbing and wacky that Bill Cipher can't handle it and is forced out of his brain.
He's just gonna come out of his brain and he's gonna despawn all of like the little Bill Cipher clones. He's gonna become the same size as Azrael, and then he's gonna be like, your army versus my army. And then he summons all of these weird, strange demons.
You and what army? He summons every monster, all of them, with all the monster souls. He summons all of the 7 humans.
It is a war between the demons and the monsters. Yeah, so I'm gonna say as this epic battle is going on, many of the demons and the monsters die, many sad moments, and Bill Cipher and Azrael's are probably like the last ones left. And they're both really weak now.
Flowey looks at Bill and chuckles. He says, "You must think you're so clever." Flowey reloads a save file from when Bill is getting punched in the face. He does it again and again and again and again and again and again. He can't eat it because it's a fist that's punching his face and he doesn't have the reaction time.
Bill Cipher says, please, may I have some last words? Bill Cipher then says, piano! And a gigantic piano drops from the sky and crushes Azrael.
That was such a funny way to end it, man. Flowey / Azrael is dead, man. Bro, he was just in the flower form, man. If he was like any other form, he could have survived the piano.
But let's see who actually wins.
It's time for the stats. Let's start with Flowey. Flowey's stats were very impressive. One thing that was worth mentioning though was his fighting skills were pretty low because he's just a flower. But all of his other stats were incredible because, you know, he has a lot of damage potential. His final stat ended up as a 37. However, Bill Cipher managed to smash him. His stats were almost all 7 apart from his fighting skills, which were poor. But this ended him up with a 43, so Bill Cipher ultimately wins the battle.
We also asked an AI who would win, and the AI was correct.
Anyway, that is our mmRADIO episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Milo, do you wanna give us a farewell?
Yes. Bye everybody, and remember, pens. If you don't stab glass into pens.
What?